Good morning students. Hope you are all fine at home. So in today's class we are going to continue the lesson A Shelter So High. Okay, A Shelter So High. In the previous class we have seen about a traveler's story. And what is the name of the traveler? Yes, Gaurav. Okay, so where does he live? He lives in the place Mumbai. And where does he goes? Where does he travels? Yes, he travels to Delhi. Okay, so how he travels to Delhi? Yes, he is having a motorcycle. Okay, he is having a motorcycle. And what is the name of the motorcycle he is having? Yes, Lona. Okay, he is having a motorcycle named Lona. Okay, we'll continue the lesson. At home with Tashi. At home with Tashi. So, Tashi is a boy. Okay, Tashi is a boy. So, this Gaurav is going to the Tashi's house. Tashi dragged me to his home. It was a building with 2 floors. The house was made of stones. The walls were coated with thick layer of mud. They took the wooden steps to reach the first floor. The ground floor is for our animals and for storing necessary things. Sometimes when it is too cold, we also move downstairs. I noticed that the ground floor has no windows. Thick tree trunks were used to make the roof strong. So this para says about the Tashi's house, like how it is. Okay. Tashi dragged me to his home. So this boy Tashi, what is he doing? He is dragging the Gaurav to his home. So dragging means pulling. Okay. Dragging means pulling. Tashi is pulling the Gaurav to his home. It was a building with 2 floors. So the house which the Tashi is staying has 2 floors. Okay, it's a huge building which has 2 floors. The house was made of stone. So how the house has been made? Yes, it's made of stones. The walls were coated with thick layer of mud. So there will be walls in the building. Okay, so how the walls has been coated? Yes, it has been coated with the mud. Mud means the sand, soil. Tashi dragged me to his home. It was a building with 2 floors. The house was made of stones. The walls were coated with thick layer of mud. We took the wooden steps to reach the first floor. So how the steps has been made? Yes, they were made with the woods. Okay, so it is not made of the cement or the sand. It has been made of woods. So we took the wooden steps to reach the first floor. So where they are going first? Yes, they are going to the first floor of the building. The ground floor is for our animals and for storing necessary things. So on the first floor, the Tashi and his family are living. So below there will be the ground floor. And what do they have in the ground floor? They are having animals. Okay, so the ground floor is for all animals. So they are having animals and they are in the ground floor, and not only for the animals but also for storing necessary things. So they will be having many things to store. Okay, the necessary things. Necessary things means the things which they need. So they are storing those things on the ground floor. On the first floor they are living, and on the ground floor there are animals as well as the things that they need. Sometimes when it is too cold, we also move downstairs. So if it is very cold, what do? They won't stay on the first floor. Okay, they move on to the ground floor because it will be very warm compared to the first floor. So downstairs means on the ground floor. Sometimes when it is too cold, we also move downstairs. I noticed that ground floor has no windows. So Tashi says that I have never seen windows on the ground floor. So it's a place which has no windows. Okay. Thick tree trunks were used to make the roof strong. So how do they make the roof? Yes, they had made with the tree trunks. So thick tree trunks were used to make the roof strong. So using the tree trunks, how the roof will be? Will it be very big or strong? Yes, it will be very much stronger. So let me read from first. At home with Tashi. Tashi dragged me to his home. It was a building with 2 floors. The house was made of stones. The walls were coated with thick layer of mud. We took the wooden steps to reach the first floor. The ground floor is for our animals and for storing necessary things. Sometimes when it is too cold, we also move downstairs. I noticed that the ground floor has no windows. Thick tree trunks were used to make the roof strong. Okay, the next topic is people living on top of the mountain. People living on top of the mountain. So this person Gaurav is going to the top of the mountain where the people stays. He is going to visit those places and the people. Now was the time to climb higher. Lona had a tough time. It was zigzagging along the narrow, rocky mountain roads. At many places, there was no roads at all. I was moving towards the rocky plains of Changpan. So now was the time to climb higher. So he is planning to go higher, okay, to the top of the mountain. Lona had a tough time. So this Lona means the motorcycle. So it's going to be have a much tough time. Because while going to the top of the mountain, it will be very difficult to go in a motorcycle. Okay, so Lona had a tough time. It was zigzagging along the narrow, rocky mountain roads. So the roads are not proper. Okay, it was not proper in a straight line. It seems to be like zigzagging along the narrow, rocky mountain roads. Narrow means very short. Okay, narrow means short. And rocky mountains. So the mountains seems to be, it's having rocks. Okay, so the mountain is a rocky one. So it was zigzagging along the narrow, rocky mountain roads. At many places, there were no roads at all. Okay, so some places are having roads, but some of the places doesn't have roads. So he feels very much difficult to reach the top of the mountain. I was moving towards the rocky plains of Changtan. I was moving towards the rocky plains of Changtan. So where does he goes? Yes, he is going to the place Changtan. Okay, he is going to the place Changtan. So I was moving towards rocky plains of Changtan by this motorcycle. So people living on the top of the mountain. Now was the time to climb higher? Lona had a tough time. It was zigzagging along the narrow, rocky mountain roads. At many places, there was no roads at all. I was moving towards the rocky plains of Changtan. The next topic we are going to see is the Champa. There I met Namgyal and came to know about Champa, a tribe living on the mountains. The Champa tribe has only about 5,000 people. The Champas are always on the move with their goats and sheep. There I met Namgyal and came to know about Champa. So now whom does he meet? The Gaurav. He meets Namgyal. Okay, so Namgyal is a person. Here G is silent. Namgyal. You have to pronounce it as Namgyal. So Namgyal is a person and this Gaurav meets and he asks about Champa. Champa means a tribe living on the mountains. Tribe means a group of people. Okay, a group of people who lives on the mountains. So Gaurav is asking to Namgyal about the people Champa. That the way of their living. The Champa tribe has only about 5,000 people. So Namgyal is saying about the Champa people. Okay, the Champa tribe has only about 5,000 people. So how many people are there in Champa? Yes, there are only 5,000 people. The Champas are always on the move with their goats and sheep. So they won't be in a same place itself. Okay, so they move from one place to the another place. With whom? With goats and sheep. Okay, so they will always be in a boat with their goats and sheep. From these, they get all that they need: milk, meat, skin for tents, and wool for coats and sweaters. Their goats are their only treasure. If a family has more animals, it is considered more rich and important. From these, they get all that they need. From these means, from the goats and the sheep, they get all they need. So what are those things they will get from the goat and sheep? They will get milk, meat. Okay, they will get milk, meat, skin. So using the skin, they will make the tents to stay. Okay, they will make the tents to stay, and wool for coats and sweaters. So using the skin of a sheep, what do? They will make wool. Okay, so it will be used for making coats and the sweaters. Their goats are their only treasure. So for this Champa, what is the treasure? Treasure means a valuable thing. So these goats and the sheep seems to be a valuable one. If a family has more animals, it is considered more rich and important. So what does they say here? If a family is having more number of goats, they are considered to be as a rich family, and they are a very important person in the village. So from these, they get all that they need: milk, meat, skin for tents, and wool for coats and sweaters. Their goats are their only treasure. If a family has more animals, it is considered more rich and important. I was carrying very little of my belongings on my motorcycle, but the Champas carry everything on their horses and yaks. They take too much of horse to pack things. Within no time, they put up their tents in the chosen places. I was carrying very little of my belongings on my motorcycle. So where do this Gaurav is having his things? Yes, he is having in his motorcycle. Okay, the things which he needed he is having in this motorcycle. But the Champas carry everything on their horses and yaks. So where do these Champas will carry the things which they needed? Yes, they will carry them in the horses and yaks. Okay, they will be having horses and yaks. So what is the meaning of yaks? The oxen. Okay, the wild oxen are said to be as yak. So this Champas will carry the things using horses and yaks. They take too much of horse to pack things. So if they are moving from one place to the another place, they will pack their things, and the time they needed is only 2 1 of hours. Okay, they will take time 2 1 of hours to pack all their things that they needed. Within no time, they put their tents at the chosen places. So when they go to a place, what do they need? They will need a tent to stay there. Okay, so they will put very soon to make the tent. So within no time, they put their tents at the chosen places. So let's read it from first. So this topic is about the Champa. There I met Namyal and came to know about Champa, a tribe living on the mountains. The Champa tribe has only about 5,000 people. The Champas are always on the move with their goats and sheep. From these, they get all that they need: milk, meat, skin for tents, and wool for coats and sweaters. The goats are their only treasure. If a family has more animals, it is considered more rich and important. I was carrying very little of my belongings on my motorcycle. And what is the name of the motorcycle he is having? Yes, Lona. But the Champas carry everything on their horses and yaks. They take 2 1/2 hours to pack things. Within no time, they put up their tents and chosen places. Hope you all understood up to this. We will continue the remaining part of the next class. And this is for your home assignment. Write the short answer in your classwork note. Okay, write the short answer in your classwork note. So you have already written the fill laps, true or false, match the following, and now we are going to write the short answer in your classwork note. See you all in the next class. Thank you.